Nigeria has one of the highest rates of out-of-school children globally, with a figure more than the population of some countries. But there are fears that factors like accessibility may further increase this figure if nothing is done. Even in the Federal Capital Territory, some children in far-off communities have had to drop out of school due to the absence of a senior secondary school within their environs. Our correspondent, Helen Osamide-Akins, visited some communities and now reports.
Abuja, the nation's capital, has 6 area councils with over 500 communities. Kuje Area Council is about 34 kilometers away from the city center and has within it several communities. The further you go away from Kuje town, the more it is made obvious what communities face as the lack of social amenities become more glaring. Godoji is one of the communities in Kuje Area Council. It is closely flanked by Wumi, Tondo and Shaji, and between them, they share over 2,000 residents who are predominantly farmers. Getting to this community is a Herculean task with the state of its roads. Motorcycle is the major means of transportation for locals if they want to link Kuje town. The trip to Godoji was a nightmare as it was not easy for a vehicle to navigate the bad roads. But more revelations await us when we arrive. The primary school in this community falls short of the required standard learning environment for children, with leaking roof, broken chairs and floors a common feature. After several weeks of resumption, the classrooms are almost empty. Life is grim in these parts. Despite the fact that this school serves 4 communities, attendance is still very low, and most parents cannot afford to send their wards to school. This junior secondary school is the highest educational institution in Godoji and its environs, and it's meant to serve over 4 communities. The communities have a senior secondary school where the children can further their education. TVC News crew visited the village head of the community, who shared with us how their children have to travel miles to acquire junior secondary education.
Most of the children do not continue with the secondary school due to the distance of the school to our community. For the few that go to Kuje, where there is senior secondary school, they pay heavily in transportation due to the bad road or trek the distance. Most times our children miss the examinations, especially in rainy season. They can't go out of the house. Having a senior secondary school in our community will be very appreciated to reduce the stress the students are going through. To also help the students to focus more on their studies without having trouble going to school again, as some of the children are always trekking. But if we have our own, we cannot suffer like that again.
How they cope when going to junior secondary school. They get admission. After here, they get there are some secondary schools outside this village, like Godeji, Tukwiki, and some maybe Shadadi and Kujede. So, since there's no vehicle, once they are admitted, they try to trek daily to those schools.
16-year-old Asabe Luka had to drop out of school due to the lack of senior secondary school in her community.
I don't do school.
I attended school up to junior secondary school, but I have to drop out due to the distance of the school to my house, and my parents cannot afford the transport fare every day. I stopped attending school at JSS3. If I get the privilege to go back, I will. If not, I will wait till I can afford to go. For now, I will learn tailoring.
The closest senior secondary school to this community is in Tukpechi, and a bike ride costs 500 naira. The option for the few who have chosen to further their education is to either trek the distance or to take a bike to and fro, which costs 1,000 naira per day. Karima and her brother did not further their education despite having a junior secondary school within their community due to the inability of their parents to afford enrollment fee of 20,000 naira.
My parents cannot afford the money for the registration into GSS1. I will like to go back to school if they have the money.
We visited the FCT Secondary Education Board where we met with the director to ask him why there are no senior secondary schools in most communities in the nation's capital. He explained that the communities are yet to make requests for a secondary school to be situated in their locality. But he assures that the board will begin the process for an establishment of a senior secondary school that will serve Godoji and its environment.
Like this year alone, we have more than 30 requests coming from communities for the establishment of senior secondary schools in the community. And out of 30, I think 15, 17 or thereabouts have scaled through because we have criteria. This is the population in this junior secondary school. After graduating the junior certificate, then how many students will move to? And what are the annexing community that are so close that will serve as a central point that when they finish their junior secondary school, at least we have a senior secondary school that can absorb all these junior secondary school. And in the request we put up to the Honorable Minister, who graciously approved at 2024, and we still send the file back for further confirmation and other things which we are working on. We are going to establish 17 more to at least cover up for the shortfall that we have of the senior secondary school, and based on requests sent to us by communities.
Our 2022 UNESCO report notes that approximately 20 million of Nigerians, approximately 200 million population, are not enrolled in school. This amounts to 10% of Nigerians' entire population and is more than the overall population of some other African countries. The United Nations Children's Fund says 70% of children in school are not learning, a development which must be addressed by stakeholders.
There is need for urgent intervention from relevant authorities if enrollment is to improve in this part. Setting up a senior secondary school that will serve the 4 communities is the first step to ensure that education does not stop at primary level for many children here. Helen Osamede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.